In today's video, I want to show you guys what I use for a portfolio for our homeschool. So, of course, what you may need to do might be different just depending on the laws of your state, so definitely check that out first. But for us, we have to keep a yearly portfolio, and there's certain things that the law says it has to include, like it has to include a yearly progress report, and I think that's it, other than you have to have your declaration of intent. And then I do a few extra things just because I want to remember what we've done. And then also, just if any questions did arise, I would have a complete and total portfolio. So first, I'm going to show you how I keep track of everything. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you an example of our actual portfolio. First, I keep a weekly binder. And I just use this for my planning each week. So I also keep the stuff that I need to keep track of for the year in here so that I can just easily get to it. So the first thing in my weekly binder is our attendance sheet. So I have this attendance sheet that I printed off. And this is how I keep attendance. It's super simple. Our state does not require this, but I just keep it because I like to know how many days we've had and everything, and I kind of plan our year out, make sure I get in vacations and stuff like that. But this is not the planning sheet. I print one just like this when I plan our year, and I kind of mark off the vacation days and days that I know we're not going to have school. But this is our actual attendance, so it's just an entire calendar from August till July for 2018 through 2019, and all I do, I don't know if it's showing up, but I just actually highlight every single day that we have school. So that's a quick and easy attendance. And then what I do is I copy that for the other two kids, because I have 3 kids. So at the end of the year when I'm making the portfolios, I just go through and highlight the exact same days. So that's how I do attendance, and their attendance sheet and their declaration of intent goes in their portfolios at the end of each year. After that, I have our, well, this page is just copy stuff that I need to make, but I have our reading logs and our field trip logs. So each kid, I just write down the books that they read throughout the year. And I keep a reading log going all year long, and then I also keep a field trip log going all year long. That will go in their portfolio. So this stays in my weekly binder until the end of the year. That's pretty much all that I have to keep up with in this notebook throughout the year. So now I'm just going to show you the portfolios. What I do is I just get a file box for each child, and then for each year of school they get one hanging file. So this is my daughter's kindergarten year. Within the hanging file, I have a couple of folders, so I'll go through each folder. Okay, so this would be an example of a kindergarten portfolio. So in the first folder, I have documentation. So in this folder, I have her declaration of intent, but this is what it looks like, and we fill it out, in my state, we fill it out online, and that is required every single year. So I keep that. On the back of that page, I have her attendance. Then the next thing I do is I write out a yearly progress report. This one was actually just written out, and I intended to type it, but I never did. But it still works. So basically what I do for the yearly progress report is I write the field trip log that I've kept up with all year goes in there. The reading log that I've kept up with all year goes in there. So that's really quick. You just throw it in. It's done. And then the other thing that I put in the progress report is each subject that the child studied, and then whatever curriculum I used. If I need to write any notes about like in math, whatever new concepts they learned that year, like for kindergarten, if they started learning adding and subtraction and time and shapes, I'll probably just add that in. Just a real quick summary of what they've learned in that subject. And then the other thing that I add into progress reports is any extracurriculars that they do. So like my daughters are doing dance, my son is doing baseball, stuff like that. I would add that in as well. And then that's it for the yearly progress report. So all I really have to do when making these portfolios is just write up the subjects, because I have everything else kind of done for me. So then the next folder in their progress report, or I'm sorry, portfolio, would be pictures. So I keep one folder that's just pictures, and in that I just keep pictures of stuff that they did throughout the year, and I just put them in page protectors and put them on a piece of computer paper or cardstock. And these are usually like pictures of science experiments and just pictures of them doing their schoolwork. And I also include like pictures of field trips and things like that. So that is not required. Obviously, that's just for me. I like going back and looking and seeing how they've grown and all the fun stuff that they did each year. So I keep that in there. And then the last folder I have is work samples. So in work samples, again, for my state, this isn't required, but I want it for myself. I do not keep everything. Whatever fits in here is what I keep. If I kept everything, it would just be insane. But this is a good way to organize all that fun stuff that your kids make. It would actually work if your kids were in school too. You could do one file folder box and then just have a file for each year of school. And then at the end of their school career, you're going to have an entire file folder full of pictures of them each year and work samples and all the artwork that they did each year. But yeah, this is just a ton, whatever I wanted to keep of her work. Some of it's writing samples, some of it's math, some of it's art, some of it's Bible, some are little books that she made. There's some science stuff in here. Now, if you really wanted to get more organized with it, you could do one folder for each subject. So you could do a math work sample folder, a language arts work sample folder, and so on. And then the last thing that I keep in their portfolio is just any extra books or like notebooks that they had. Like this was her journal for kindergarten, so it just has a lot of fun drawings and stuff that she wrote in there. So I'm keeping that because I just want it for myself. So that is it. It's really simple. It makes it easy at the end of the year. You can just kind of throw the portfolios together really quickly, and it's also an easy way to keep them. And that way you also know if any questions ever do arise, you're covered and you can show what your child has. I know some states might require more, so just check with your state laws. But this is a great way to organize it and keep everything together. And that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.